What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the PikaPikaPapa, and today we're talking trainer gallery cards, and I couldn't be more excited. We're combining awesome Pokemon, awesome trainers, amazing art with some amazing upside potential, at least in my mind, and I am thrilled to bring this list to all of you today. Now, unless you've been sleeping under a poke rock, right, we all understand we're in the middle of a Pokemon market correction, and when that's starting to happen, the number one thing I look for in my collection and when I'm looking to buy new things is I'm looking for downside protection. And to be honest with you, I think the best way to protect the downside in a market turn like this is to look at sealed product in the Poke space. Matter of fact, I'm putting together my November targets video, which I share with you every single month, and I share all the products that I'm going after in the upcoming month. And for the first time ever, it's all sealed product. But guess what? We play chess when everybody else plays checkers, so we don't get tunnel vision in this channel. We're always looking for amazing opportunities, and I think some of these trainer gallery cards might be just that. Now, I also have these tag team cards here on the screen, and that's because I've heard a lot over the last year, somebody's are saying like, hey, you know, could the trainer gallery cards be the very next tag team cards? And in my mind, no, there's not going to be a next tag team, right? Like the tag team cards and their price appreciation was the product of, you know, a terrible thing, right? The global pandemic happening, which really threw off supply and demand in the Poke space. We had a bunch of people coming back into the hobby. We had a lot of people scalping in the hobby. Like, prices got really, really crazy for the sealed products in Sun and Moon and for these awesome tag team cards. And honestly, I think that's why we're in the middle of a bit of a market correction right now, right? I think the cards got too hot. I think everybody's starting to settle down a little bit. And we're starting to realize that some of these cards just a little bit priced too high. So we're seeing the market correct a bit. Now, that doesn't mean that the cards on this list don't have a very bright future in front of them. I absolutely think they do. And when we look at the prices on these cards are priced right in the market now. So whether you choose to go after them now, whether you want to keep an eye on them because the market is still correcting, that's up to you. But I think in the long run, these cards have a phenomenal upside potential. So as always, before we get into the list, listen, if this kind of stuff gets you excited, we're building an amazing community. We do fun videos like this all the time. Hit that subscribe button. Questions or comments, drop them down below, and as always, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Those three small things go a long way in helping my small channel out, and I really appreciate it. So without further ado, you came here to see the list, so let's get into it. Now, before I even talk about this awesome card on the page, I want to talk about Silver Tempest. So let's think about everything that has been punching Silver Tempest singles in the face over the last years. First off, it's the newest set out of Sword and Shield that has booster boxes, right? Obviously, Crown Zenith came after that, but Silver Tempest is the newest regular set in Sword and Shield, and it's only been out for a year. So what happens to these sets and the singles in it in the first year? A lot of times the single prices come back down, right? They do the Pokemon pop and flop. They start high and they drop back down. So that's been working against Silver Tempest singles. And then for whatever reason, even though I never really thought it was in short supply, Pokemon decided to restock or reprint or whatever you want to call it, Silver Tempest, a couple months ago. So again, more pressure on these singles cards. And then, as I said in the beginning, the overall Pokemon market as a whole is coming down. So these three things are putting a ton of pressure on these Silver Tempest singles cards. But guess what? In 2 to 3 years, all that's going to be behind us. The market's going to turn around like it always does, and these might be some amazing buying opportunities for these awesome Silver Tempest cards. So there's a couple of them on the list, and I wanted to say that right off the bat. But now let's get into this Blaziken. This is my favorite one, hands down. I love the art for the Pokemon. I love the art for the trainer. I love the colors in the background. I love the fact that Blaziken is the big chase card in Chilling Reign. I think whenever you have, you know, the Pokemon at the top of some of these awesome sets here in the Sword and Shield era, which is going to go down as one of the best eras. I think people really enjoyed Sword and Shield, and having that card, having that Pokemon at the top of one of the sets. Hey, listen, Chilling Reign, we don't know what are going to be the top 5 or 6 sets in Sword and Shield. It could be Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign could get up there. Obviously, we know Evolving Skies is going to be number 1. Brilliant Stars will be up there. Lost Origin will be up there. But then when we talk about number 4 and 5, who knows what it's going to be. So not only do I love everything about this card, I love the fact that the set has just absolutely been pummeled into the ground as of late. I love the fact that this is a big name Pokemon that's got a lot of star power in the Sword and Shield era, and I love the art. I think this is a awesome buy at $8.16. Now the next one on the list right here is this Sylveon V, right? We just talked about Brilliant Stars. I talked about the whole Sword and Shield era, and I love Brilliant Stars. I think it is going to be a great set for many years to come. I also love the art in this one, right? Like the trainer and the Sylveon, they're just kind of looking at each other almost lovingly, if you will. I love the pastels on this card. Everything about this just makes me feel like this card has the opportunity to do really well. But you know, here on the PikaPikaPaPa channel, we try and separate our thoughts and feelings from the actual data. So what I love most about this Look at that price graph right there. So you'll see, yes, it's been coming down most of the year, but over the last month, it's actually come up and it has been flat as of late. That is saying a lot considering that the entire market right now, for the most part, is taking a beating. So when I see a card like this with amazing art from a great set like Brilliant Stars, and it is able to buck the recent trends where the market is down and this one's at least holding steady, it tells me there's a ton of collector interest in this. And when the market inevitably does turn around, people are going to be all over this card, and I think it is going to have an awesome opportunity to do really, really well for us in the long run. And that is why this Sylveon V came in at number 2 from Brilliant Stars. Now, the number 3 card right here, I've talked about this card a lot. I absolutely love this Nessa card. I love Lost Origins, as I said earlier, right? I think Lost Origins is going to be number 2, number 3 at worst, number 4, best set in the Sword and Shield era. When we do all of our data dives, which we do a ton of here in the PikaPikaPaPa space, we notice that sets over time traditionally have a trainer in the top 10, if not the top 5, in every single set that we have looked at, all the way back through Sun and Moon, XY. Go back as far as you want. Go on Pokedata.io and check it out, and you will see that there always ends up being a trainer up there. I think this is going to be the big trainer chase card from Lost Origin, which is crazy to say because the card's only going for $6.50 right now. Lost Origin is an epic set. Love all the cards in it. This is going to be, in my mind, the big chase trainer out of it, and I think this card at $6.50, I mean, just think about it. Even if it gets to $20 or $30 in 2-3 years down the road, like, that is a huge return on an investment of only $6.50. I think the sky is the limit for this Nessa card, and I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. I have a ton of these in the PC. I've been buying these for a long time, and I think this card is going to perform really well for all of us out there. Now, coming in at number 4, this might surprise you all, right? This Superior card. This is a card that I picked strictly because I love the art. It is from Silver Tempest. We talked about all the pressure Silver Tempest has been under. This card has been falling like a rocket. It is at $8 and change right now. This is one of the ones where I'm going to wait a while, kind of let the market do what it's going to do with it. But I love the fact that it's got Rosa there holding her bike, and I love the fact that there's this awesome background in it. There's a mountain back there. Like, it's just a really cool card, and for whatever reason, it seems to have a ton of love in the hobby right now. Again, $8 is nothing to shake your fist at from a Silver Tempest set that is relatively new and has been going through a whole lot of price degradation. Now, Superior isn't the most popular Pokemon in the entire world, but we have seen in those tag team cards that a lot of times awesome artwork can supersede the Pokemon that is on it, and I think this is one of the cards that, just from an artwork perspective alone, has the opportunity to do really, really well. Now, coming in at number 5 is Friends in Galar, and I really wrestled with which card to put in this spot, and I think out of all of the cards on the list, this one has the biggest risk to it. Now, there's a lot of things that I love about it. I love the fact that it's got Marnie. I love the fact that it's got Gloria, right? We talked about Marnie all the time on this channel. Marnie has been in the top graded Pokemon or trainer list from PSA over the last 5 months, and we never see a trainer who's on that list for that long, so there is a lot of market love for Marnie, so I love the fact that she's on here. I also love the fact that this card, just like with the ones we were talking about earlier, has been relatively flat despite all of the pressures that this set and the market has been under. So that tells me that, hey, there might be some long-term wherewithal here, and when everything turns around, there might be some awesome upside in it. Now, what gives me some pause is if you look at Crown Zenith, which is a great set. Everybody loves Crown Zenith. Awesome art. Just an awesome way to end the Sword and Shield era. They have a couple Friends in cards on there, and all of those are in the $8 range. So that doesn't mean this one's going to follow the same track as that one, but it is something that I was looking at when I was doing my research, and it gave me a little pause. However, at the end of the day, I will keep an eye on this one. If it drops down into single digits, you best bet the PikaPikaPapa is going to be picking a ton of these up. Now, what would one of my videos be if I didn't give you bonus at the end? I always say I'm going to do 5. I always do 6 just because, I don't know, that's what I do. This bonus card right here maybe doesn't have a ton of value in regards to upside right now. Like, it is a $21 card, $22 card right now, and the market is downturning. So I don't know if it's something that I'm going to rush into right now. But here's what I'm going to say. If Trainer Gallery cards end up being like a big chase series, which I think it very, very well could be, I think this Pikachu is going to be one of the top ones to go after. Now, the other thing that I love too is we've talked about all of these things, like Lost Origins has had a lot of pressure. It's been restocked. The market is under pressure as well. But look at that price graph on the left. The price goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, and it came down again. But every single time the market shows a lot of support at that $20 range, which is what gets me really, really excited. Now, in this market downturn, could it drop below $20? It absolutely absolutely could, but it's telling me in the long run, there's a lot of support at that $20 mark, which makes me feel really good about the downside risk when the market does start to turn around. And again, I love the fact that it's from Lost Origin. I think Lost Origin is going to be an absolute monster of a set for years and years to come. So my bonus pick, the one that maybe doesn't have the most value right now, but I certainly think has a bright future, is this Pikachu V from Lost Origin. So listen, everybody, this is an exciting time of the month for me. As I said earlier, I've got the November Chase cards or Chase products coming up. I've got the PSA grading card video that's coming up, our TCG player top 10 cards that exchanged hands the most video coming up. We have all kinds of cool stuff that's coming up here soon. So if you made it to the end and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Questions or comments, drop them down below. And as always, I appreciate you all and have an epic one. Thank you. Bye.